What's up, Outlaws? I'm Gary Janess, also known as Native Outlaws Most Wanted. But today, Native Outlaws Most Wanted is Indi for One, also known as April Satchell.
What up, Native Outlaws?
Hold
It's
up,
your
sorry,
girl.
having technical difficulties. There we are.
What's up, Native Outlaws? This your girl, Indy 41.
Heck yeah, sharing that big auntie energy, big uncle energy. Here we go. So, heck yeah, it's a good night to be native. Saturday Night Live.
All day, every day, relatives. Such a blessing. And, you know, um, I'd like to let you know that I'm speaking to you from the lands of the Lakota and the Omaha, the Winnebago, the Ponca, the Sox and Fox, and the Cheyenne.
Heck yeah. Native pride all day, every day. So thank you, April, for taking the time to hang out with me. I'm happy you showed up yesterday on the stream because, man, I need all the support I can get. I enjoyed seeing you all the way from Twitch.
Well, I appreciate you, uh, you know, Native Outlaws. I am Native supporting natives as well as Lakota tribes of Nebraska, and we are more than, a page. We're actual organizations, and all of that inspiration came from, Natives Most Wanted, Gary Janess. So, um,
Yeah, loud and proud.
very, very, and I am humbled and I am honored and, you know, thankful, full of gratitude. Pilamia.
Oops, sorry, you caught me watching my own stream. So anyway, because I don't see everything on my OBS that I do on my phone. My phone tells me who's watching and all that, so I just check on it. Also, I think while I'm here, I might add a link to it. This will be the link to my switcher. I mean, not switcher, but Twitch. So right now, boom, I just loaded up my link to my Twitch on my Facebook stream. In case there's any issues as far as, man, Facebook shutting us down, because I don't think we'll have any issues. But you know what? Some of your songs are copywritten, and man, there's one dude I have issues with, and that's Distro Kid. I know one time I did a live feed and I played your creator song, and it got muted out. So because Distro
Mm,
Kid hit it up and tagged it, and anyway,
mm.
that sucks, man. Because your producers are supposed to be, man, putting your music out there to be
Well,
heard.
it might have been mine. Might
Yeah,
have been my copyright.
yeah. I don't know much about that, but the thing is, man, I just try to share you guys' music. There's a lot of people I don't play. I'd like to on Facebook, like Snotty Nose Res Kids, but they're a pretty big name. The algorithms catch them just like that. But you know what? I played WWE music yesterday, and there's somebody asked me how I get away with doing that. How I got away with doing that was because it was on my television, and I screen my television and my iPad, and actually by me talking during the song, it messes up the algorithm. So I'm able to play music on my television as long as I'm in between it and my device. So
Hmm.
so kind of just little secrets you listen to or you hear, and man, put them out there and share.
Or do it in your car.
You told me that one too, but man, I'm so animated. I have to stand up and move around when I'm doing these live feeds. I can't just sit in one spot. Man, I got to move around. Got to flex a little bit. Got to let people know that, man, I'm not wearing one of them stupid deep fake masks. I'm a real person, man. Up here all the time. I'm real big. I appreciate April for being up here on camera. She's been a performer. She's been an advocate. She does speak in front of the mic, but she doesn't really feel comfortable in front of the camera. So when she does these interviews for me, I really appreciate it. So
No problem. I appreciate you.
props up to you. All right, so I'm gonna see who's watching here. Got a couple comments. Oh, that was me. My link to Twitch. Alex McMullen, respect always. Thanks, Alex. We appreciate it because, man, we're both here trying to make a difference for the Native community. You know, I pointed out yesterday, what other pages do you see that supports other natives, other native pages, other musicians? I do it. April does it. You know, Native supporting natives. That's her page. So, just so
Yeah,
you know, but you know what? You know, we should start out with that MMIW event you did. You know,
sure.
let it remind everyone about the last podcast that I did for you. I did two podcasts. I did one before your
Yeah.
event. People could check it out. And then I did one after your event. So people, you know what? I was really happy about this video that I'm going to play. This is from the news, mainstream news. You know, it's not often that natives, you know, can make the news, especially April Satchell, Lakota Tribes of Nebraska. She made the news. So,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, and we came fully represented. You know, we also represented as Intertribal Radio, as well as Native supporting Natives. It was, you know, a collaborative effort, and this was my third event. Um, for MMIW, I say slash R. I prefer the R. You know,
For
um,
relatives.
for yeah, because you know um my work in this, because I am the Nebraska Task Force leader. Well, one of them, but I don't feel like there's one designated. But I'm also national, congressional, and I recently spoke at the newly formed presidential um, MMIW task force that was created before um, you know, the last president went out, you know, and that was Operation Lady Justice. So, um, you know, my work is focused on the sex trafficking part, and um, that I am an ambassador for, you know, here in Nebraska. Um, this work, I've been doing it, you know, for quite a while. I mean, I am a domestic violence survivor, you know, as well as a sexual abuse survivor, and abuse. And unfortunately, that's pretty common, you know, um, within Indigenous women. And when I say I prefer the relative reference, because then I don't have to break off into categories and say women or men or, you know, the extras. At the end of the day, we're all relatives, you know, and we're spirits in a body, you know, and so um, I like to just keep it there and remind relatives that, you know, we're at the end of the day, we all bleed the same color. But here in Nebraska, as well as Montana, um, North Dakota, um, more men and boys go missing than our women. And I have yet to see a murdered and missing Indigenous men's group, you know, somebody representing our men. And so this event that I held, this is my third one. I use my platform as, you know, Indigenous' first lady, and I am honored to have that. I've heard it,
That's
you
how I
know.
came across you. I saw a video, and that's how they announced you. It was at one of your MMIW events. So that's when I started looking up your music. And man, so
Well, you know, they.
we'll play one of my favorite songs. It's one of your favorites too. So
Oh yes, so it was a great event. We We had Sumate Wokla there. Thank you, brother, for coming and
There
supporting.
doing it.
Yes, and we had special guest Rich Tycoon. We also had Fan Man there, another great indigenous artist. Um, and overall, it was a success, and I'm honored to keep that awareness up. And I don't use this to bring attention to my music. Actually, my music brings attention to this. You know,
Yeah.
so um, 24 years now. 24 years I've been doing in hip hop, and like I said, I am blessed and honored. And I got three new songs I came out with this week. Pretty proud of them.
Good. I'm gonna play them for you too.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
Native Outlaws.
Native outlaw, native supporting natives. That's what it's all about. So anyway, this is the example. We are native supporting natives. That's her page. It's been my motto, my logo. Man, now it's a movement. So I've been using that term for years and years. And man, now it's kind of turned into a movement. Not something I
That's,
want to own, but you know what? Somebody was going to claim it. So I'm glad that, man, when we were looking for pages for you, Native Supporting Natives was available.
yes, yes, me too.
Because
And
that's
we're
painful.
10,000. We're moving up. In the numbers. But
Yeah.
more powerful is, like you said, the movement. It's more than just a catchphrase. It's it's an actual activation. It's an action. You know, uh, s- relatives. We can have it bad. We can. The mouth and the voice is a very powerful weapon. And there was a point where I didn't have my voice, and I don't want to say that I bargained with Creator, but in my plea to get my voice back, I told Creator, I said, if you give me my voice back, I will, only use it for what you say, you know, and that your words come from your thoughts. And so I keep my thoughts focused with Creator, um, so that it'll guide my words, you know. Um, my most comfortable place is being with Creator, and sometimes, you know, we get so ahead of ourselves, because the thing with using the English language, it is spoken in a um, future tense, you know, and there's nothing more important than staying in the present. The present is the only thing that you can control. You, when you go in that future tense, that's where that anxiety comes from. And when you can't let go of the past, those are things you can't control. And like I said, we in that a lot of it, I believe, has to do with that trauma that we carry in our DNA. And we're either anxious or we're stuck in the past. And I don't want to be in either one of those places, because it has you not focused on what's going on around you. And that's where we need to stay, is here. you know um we need to watch you know our own growth. There's nothing wrong with getting out of, I guess you could say, that addiction of being told who to be and what to say and what to think. And so intoxication, or any of that, it isn't just substance. or alcohol or, food or, it isn't that. Sometimes it's those type of addictions. And I don't know. I'm hoping that the decolonization process that this Native supporting natives movement encourages, um, it'll help, our relatives, help ourselves um, remember who the fuck we are, excuse me, because we have gotten so far away from that. And, like where we are going now, I keep trying to remind relatives about, because, the searches for within the residential schools are going to be beginning. And, the count I last knew, it was between 10 and 12,000. That was just in the 137 Canadian schools they found. Here in the United States, there is 300, 384 with 72 still in operation.
Yeah, I haven't
They
heard anything
said,
for the United States, so I didn't
yeah, it's,
know they're looking at.
oh yeah, they haven't begun, but they will be, you know. Um and they say the number, we're talking 384 closed schools, but 72, are, so we're talking about 400 and I can't remember the 427, I believe, something like that, 417. Um and they said that the numbers will be up in the hundreds of thousands. And relatives, we've been carrying this with us all these years. We know this. We know this. And so
We're
for
all
some,
survivors of residential.
all absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I found my grandmother's a census, um 19 I believe it was 1937, and she was only 7 years old at the time. And she was and here it was her her pay at the age of 7 at St. Francis boarding school in South Dakota, in Rosebud. um they had her working at a cotton mill at the age of 7.
Yeah.
So this was actually the work ledger of what she was paid. So that's a big part of why we don't have the traditions. um I think some of the conflict within our own nation, um as indigenous, I think some of that, because there began points where um they picked and choose to pass that knowledge on. And um it didn't aid in the development. Go sit down. Sorry, my dog is right there. I got two dogs sitting next to me.
Oh yeah.
she all yeah, she all of a sudden
Sounds like
wants to
heaven.
be famous, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Hank's got a lot of camera time, so get it while you can. You go back and you watch these memories when they're gone, and man, just brings back memories again.
Mhm. Mhm.
So at
Mine
least
are very,
how I feel when I go back and see my videos. I always love seeing Hank.
uh the Lakota tribe. That's I'm Sichongu, Lakota, and Shunka. That is you know they're our our best friend. We honor the dog. You know,
Yeah.
res dogs. You know.
Yeah, they're family too.
Yes, very much. Well, they're your warning system, your defense, your first defense. You know.
And your true love. At least that's how I felt about Hank. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, right, April. Let's get to start playing some music and all. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a couple shout outs for the comments and catch up. And I'll go ahead and I'll play that video news from your MIW event.
Okay.
All right. So who is checking in today? Quite a few comments. Always appreciate you guys that come in and talk to me. So Alex McMullen, respect always. Maureen Millet, right on. Pietro Alexander Gray, Yout means hello in Heisla. Kitimat, British Columbia. Right on, Pietro. Thank you for tuning in for another one. Like I mentioned yesterday, Pietro was the winner for my spin the wheel on my birthday uh, video. So, all right, Carolyn Cleveland, greetings from Germany. Man, I love seeing other countries. Right on. Thank you for taking the time and doing a shout out all the way from Germany. Barbara McCoy from Cape Mudge, British Columbia, Canada. Thanks, Barbara, for tuning in and sharing your support for me and April. Monica Jim, hello from Chilliwack, British Columbia. Marine Millet, my hands up to you, girl. That's for you, April. Doing good things for the Indigenous community.
Thank
All
you.
right. Russell Nicholas Joe, OCM. Russell Nicholas Joe, thank you, my brothers and sisters. Right on. We thank you as well. Leonard
Thank
C.S.
you.
Leonard C.S. Heal, sister. So, am I right, April? You can't read any of this?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, right now, April's on a shadow ban. She's actually got her page taken from her. Her April Satchell page is totally gone. But her page is Native Supporting Natives is still up there, but of course she can't run it. Intertribal Radio is still up, but of course she can't run it. So here I am, giving April a voice on Facebook and Twitch, doing my thing. All right, Pietro Alexander Gray with them fists up, right on, sharing their pride. Leonard Cias, hoa. Mike Pence, hey brother. Hey Mike, thanks for tuning in and hanging out.
Hey, Mike.
Heck yeah, Pietro Gray Senior again. Yes, keeping it 100. Right on. Mike Pence, First People. Yes, we are. Mike Ponce, creator Omete Ati. I hope I got that right. Pietro Alexander Gray, truth and reality is embedded within our stories and languages. Heck yeah, and we're here to pass that along tonight through music, through talk. Mike Ponce, Tonneson, Mother Earth, Father Sky, Omete, Ometia. Man, I can't get that one. That's a tough one. And Rosie McCain sent the heart. Mike Ponce, PTSD and generational trauma. A lot of us are going through that. We're here to support each other. Carolyn Cleveland, the most important thing is to stay in the present. Yeah, you can't worry about definitely the past, but you shouldn't worry too much about the future. Just stay in the moment. All right, Mike Ponce, healing is hard. Mike Ponce, walking the red road. We all are walking the red road. And
Absolutely.
me and April are sharing our experiences where we're at. So thank you for tuning in and being a part of it. All right, Pietro Alexander Gray, facts. Love this live right now. Thank you, Pietro. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Heck yeah, we need that positive energy. We're always being attacked by somebody. So when that happens, we usually join together and man, fight back and go about our days. Jimmy Bones. Hey, Gary. Hey, Jimmy. I haven't seen you in the last couple streams. Hope you're staying out of jail or whatever's got you too busy to come hang out. But Jimmy Bones, man, I see him on like all my streams. So when he's not here, I notice. Mike Ponce, trying to break the colonial chains of oppression is extremely difficult. It is, man, especially in today's times, A lot of natives have already been colonized. We're trying to reach them and let them know, hey, brother, we're still here. We can help you. We can teach you. We can help you reconnect. Because, man, we all had to try to reconnect at one time in our lives. So, Drea Lopez. Hello, Native Outlaws. Hello, Drea. Thank you for tuning in, hanging out. All right, I'm getting there, getting caught up. Carolyn Cleveland, remember who the fuck we are. Reference reference to residential schools. Right on, we're still here. We might have went to your schools, but man, we're getting educated. We're trying to help each other. All right, Mike Ponce, Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, and South America have residential schools in operation currently. You know, every continent on the world has been colonized. So that's why
Mhm.
I like the shout outs from the other countries, you know, and because they're going through the same thing that we're going through. So we're all indigenous to our land, not just turtle.
Mhm.
So all
Mhm.
right.
To
Well,
Unsi Maka.
huh?
That's what I said to Unsi Maka. To grandmother. That's it's indigenous is to the land. The Lakota medicine wheel. I'm sure many have seen it, and I'm sure many have seen the colors gone and in different orders. But according to the medicine that I follow in my Lakota ways, my Sichongu ways, um, the Lakota medicine is very it needs to be shared. I mean, the true knowledge of it, and like I said, the medicine and the followings that I follow, um, the white is to the north, and that represents the white man, and his responsibility was fire or is fire. Um, to the east is yellow, and the responsibility of our brothers to the east, their responsibility is air. Red to the south, um, and that is for us, you know. And our responsibility is earth, Mother Earth, Unsi Maka. And to the west is black, and their responsibility is water, So the elements and that is our understanding. We don't have the understanding that you know any other way. It isn't that we were first here. That isn't. No, we believe that those are the originals. The original inhabitants. you know and we all have a responsibility. That's why you heard the caveman, oh, he created fire. There's some truth, there's a little bit of truth in some of the stories that we hear, and they've gone great lengths to you know um hide those truths. And the one thing about it is, the truth's always going to come forward. It's always going to come forward, no matter how they try to bury us or that knowledge. You
Those
know,
who know it should speak it.
So um, we've always been an oral um, culture. You know, there is a famous saying from Chief White Cloud, and it talks about that. About their creation story, and how once you put something, once it's written, when it's placed in a book, that that's where it then goes from truth to perception. you know and We, those stories, they weren't for no reason. That's how we communicated, you know. That's how we kept the knowledge. That's how we, you know, the knowledge is maintained. It's to keep the truth, and
It was spoken out
sometimes,
loud, so it couldn't be variated or whatever. Some man
yeah,
writes it,
yeah,
changes words, but if you tell the story out loud, grandfather heard the same story. He'll know if you're lying, making something up. So
exactly.
the truth is always passed down, and it's always monitored.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
but unfortunately, we got to listen to history, which is his story. We got to go to school and get educated and learn whatever they're trying to teach us. So pretty bad.
Indoctrinated.
And that's what the residential schools were for, to teach us to be white. I'm going to
Mhm.
do a couple more comments and then I'm going to play that video. A couple of these comments were about the residential schooling when we were talking about it. Um, yeah, Maureen Millet. There's very little news on the children found here in Canada. Yeah, we probably hear more about Canada than Canada does. That's just how it is. You guys probably hear
Mhm.
more about America than what we do. So, Mike Ponce, in one church in Yucatan, they found 1,000 children who were Mayan. And
Mm.
going way back, man. So,
Mm.
before I get too far into the comments, I'm going to go ahead and play one of the videos here. And it's going to be the one that made mainstream news. So, heck yeah, you go, girl. Made the news. All right, so here we go.
This afternoon, the City Impact building was filled with people raising awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women and relatives. Channel 8's Rebecca Heckel was there to speak with the women about their story.
And I pray that I'm not going to be a missing Indigenous woman. You know what I mean? I look at myself and being careful, but you can be careful, I think, and still end up snatched up and disappearing.
Since 2016, more than 5,000 Indigenous women have been reported as missing. And according to the U.S. Department of Justice, these women are murdered at 10 times the rate of the national average.
The problem is we have all these murdered, missing Indigenous relatives, and the government or no one really seems to stand with us to stop it, to end it.
Nebraska ranks the 6th highest state with the most missing and murdered Indigenous women. And many of these women are going missing in Lincoln, often due to sex trafficking.
A young lady named Cadence, she was missing for 3 or 4 months, and then they found her in a car on Cornhusker Highway where she had crashed into a pole and died. And so it's sad that we found her like that. And a lot of people didn't even know she was missing. So we need to get the word out about our missing Indigenous people, because without the word being out, we can't stop it.
This story, along with countless others, is why the Lakota Tribes of Nebraska hosted its 3rd event called No More. The event was held at City Impact Sunday afternoon. There were Indigenous speakers, performers, and vendors all raising awareness about missing Indigenous women and relatives.
And why do I have to go in front of, the Nebraska Senate to even ask for them to begin that tracking? Our lives matter too. All of our lives matter.
There were also pro wrestlers from the Native Ways Wrestling Association to add some hope and fun to the event.
We wanted to team up with other Indigenous that could be a great example of business, or an example of just give our people a little hope, give our youth, great examples.
Reporting in Lincoln, Rebecca Heckel, Channel 8 News.
Right on, April. Made the mainstream media.
Yeah. The reporter, actually, there were two news reporters there, and one got tired of waiting on me, but so did the other one. So if you notice, they had me as a speaker instead of,
Oh, no.
um,
Yeah.
Yeah, they had me as a speaker, and they went and Andrea, the first lady who spoke, she's indigenous too, and she's one of my very good friends, and that was her third year speaking, at the event, and so I'm thankful that she, you know,
Took your
stepped
spot.
in and entertained them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Carried on.
yeah.
She did really well. She did really well, and she's very active in the community herself. Because again, relatives, we are, some of us are very colonized, and you know um there's still color lines, and please believe me, I know all about it. I've heard, and been on the other end, and we just as long as here's my point about this is race is racism, period. I don't care. Race is racism. And when we can stop, with these color lines, because that's what this system does, is it puts us in these categories. And when you can say, look, at the end of I'm indigenous. I'm indigenous, and indigenous is, like I said, original inhabitant. And so, we need to get out of those. And I was asked at that place that I held the event at City Impact. They asked me to do um, an upcoming event, and since it's Native month, you know, coming up, well, Indigenous Day, and then we have a whole month. I don't know nothing about a day or a month because I'm Indigenous. I'm
Oh,
every day, every day, all day, every day, so, and, being, me, or however you want to say it, at the, my indigenous side has always told me to honor both sides, and I do my best, but growing up, you're either too, dark for one side or too something for the other side. And we gotta stop doing that, because that's just aiding in, that identity crisis, that many have, and gee, there is no one else in this world I want to be but me. I don't want to be anybody else, I don't know how to operate as somebody else. I know how to be me. And I am very proud of who I am, and who, you know, I try to inspire, many relatives, of course, my family. I mean, my family will always be the front of it, but you know, there isn't an opinion out here. There is nothing that another can say that should ever affect your train of thought or how you feel about yourself, you know? Because here's the thing, relatives, whatever somebody feels about you, when you have your purpose and your spirit aligned, all you can do is be reflective. So at the end of the day, month, week, whatever, hour, when you're in that state where you're only reflective, then it is only who they are that they're actually seeing, And so nothing another person says or, says about you should ever, ever cause you any heartache or, I'm, yeah, right now with having my profile, my pages, because we're also talking about intertribal radio. We're also talking about Indi 41, and so let's add that up, and that's about 50,000, that I speak to daily, just like you know, and um, I'm thankful right now because somebody told me, they said, well, um, if you're on Facebook, then you're minding somebody else's business and not your own. And so right now, it has brought me back to where that presence, where I need to be. I was a little late this evening because I got into the tub and passed out. You know what I mean? That's how comfortable I am with not having it. And as well as I do that, I had I've been shadow banned for what now? Almost a year. You know what I mean? And so I know that how powerful that my voice is, and that it's reaching people, you know, and that's all I want relatives to do is find their voice and talk to yourselves. That's how inside you have to get, and how focused, because it even includes your healing. You have to get down to that cellular level and speak to yourselves, because that's where that memory comes from. It's our DNA. you know we are strong people, always have. That resilience doesn't come just from trauma. We have to I have been just remapping, what my next moves are here on social media. And I'm so glad you introduced me to this little, this setup that you got going on, because I need to get out there more. You know what I mean? But in a different way, in a more direct way, just like what we talked about earlier, because you know, um, we need this type of interaction. We need these type of examples, because the other big thing that I'm on is, well, if you don't see it, then create it. Okay, let's end the um one about, platform, about not having platforms, or about mainstream media not sharing our stuff, or getting our history, about getting, the truths out there. Okay, well, look, this isn't the past no more. We're here. We're in 2022, and it's time, relatives. It's you know, I see a lot of brothers and sisters on social media looking real good, for their Instagrams and their Facebooks. Why don't you get good and look good and start, building these resources and these tools, so that we can't, that isn't the excuse no more, that, oh, they're not sharing our stories. They're not supposed to. You should expect a lie, you know? If it isn't coming from us, you know, you should expect a lie, So I don't know. Relative to, we've got, it's a different time. There is life outside the res. I know I left the res a long time ago. Um, that resident. We have to leave that reservation thinking. Because it's held a lot of us back. Where I come from, Rosebud and Pine Ridge, Ugalala, being right next door, we're the poorest in the world. It's not just in, corporate, the corporation, the United States. It is in the world, the poorest county, and, I see all these, uh, internet jobs, working at home. You know what I mean? There is work if we want it, and that's one thing my Rosebud did do, is they did create their own internet. You know, And you know as well as I do, Nebraska, we're home to 7 reservations. Um, South Dakota has, I think the most, I think it's 11, might be 9. I'm not for sure. Because I think 2 of the tribes consolidate. That's why I'm saying, and are just one res. But at one time, that reservation, when the United States East, and West, when they wanted to expand, that reservation was North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and clear over into Colorado, and I believe some of Montana. So that was one reservation, and I don't know. I I don't want to live in that prisoner of war camp anymore. It's we've got to get out of that you know uh reservation thinking, thinking like a reservation instead of a nation. There's so much more, out there than it, because when you think about it, it's no different than what they call the hood or the ghetto or whatever. The difference is location. And that's that fear that they place in us, or the task of just being able to go to the corner store. It's we're bigger than this, and the sooner we you know we want it, we remember it, we live it, because we too many of us are afraid to live as well as die. How are you going to be afraid to live and die at the same time? Um, I I I want more for my people, and you know, you have to want more, and this is a big place. You know, I want to know what's out there. And I'm sure many others do. But we've got to get out of that, you know, that fear that colonization or colonizers are still doing. It's not. We're still confined, even off the rest. You know, and we're just the less confined. You know, going back even to our earlier times. We knew how to get along. We knew how to self-govern. I mean, we are the ones that created societal living, communal living. So it's not impossible. And it's about taking back, that spirit. You can't demand land back if the spirit isn't back. And many of our relatives have not called their spirit back. And it's time, relatives, call that spirit back. And let's do this. Let's be supportive, because this MMIW work that I do. I'm gonna say our relatives. And thank you, everybody, all my Native outlaw. Anybody out there listening right now, maybe this is the first time you've even come to Native Outlaws. Maybe, whatever. Thank you for being here. But it's just time. And the longer the delay, the longer the suffering. It's time to move on. It's time to call that spirit back, because you can't have land back. You can't have any. What else is missing? If that is missing, and that's what needs to be addressed first, is getting that back.
Yeah,
Um,
spirit back.
Spirit back. That's where I think it begins. And it's again, it's time. But what I was gonna say is that MMIR work that I do, 67% of it is domestic. 67%
Domestic.
is us killing our own. And that's the part, I'm that part of MMIR. I'm the part that nobody wants to talk about. I hate to say this, but even the red dress is one of those triggers. We last year, a couple of us sisters that are, heavy into this, there was a little debate about who started the red dress. Because some of us, okay, there's two stories. We've got our sisters in Canada. Now there, see that? See saying Canada? You see that divide it created? You know? And then we've got the story of the sisters, the Lakota sisters. Either way, it triggers me anytime I see a red dress. I immediately go into that mode, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, ooh, I mean, as if it isn't dangerous, though, to be indigenous, to be a woman, already, or a man, you know. Um, so I'm that part of MMIWR that nobody is talking about, and so it has, as well as a 67% victimization rate. You know what that is? That means targeted for who we are. And I'll go back to those domestic numbers. It's us targeting our own at the end of the day. We've no doubt any area that has anything to do with uh, you know metal, or our natural resources, of course, areas like that, due to man camps, yes, absolutely, that's a finger we can point. Okay, absolutely. Pipeline, any extraction of precious metals, any of those camps, absolutely. There was an identified predator identified 2 years ago, and this particular predator, it was and is still, because he hasn't been caught yet, he shows up at these events dressed in AIM gear, and he will target either the sister, or the sisters, the one throwing the event, or the ones attending. And he's not with AIM. So we do have, those type of predators, but any of those outside predators, they are targeting us, no matter who it is, whether it's our side or their side. And we even got bullshit ass people up in northern California area, up into Oregon and your Washington area too, that are extorting the MMIR families. you know, and the ones that I do know of, they ended up being our own, you know. So they were going to families up in that area, extorting them by telling them they knew the whereabouts of their relatives, you know, and greedy ass money reasons, you know, and we've got some of these, you know, groups out here that are just using it to raise money, you know, and again, the focus not being on trying to get us some help at the end of the day, you know. Even look at the stabbings that came right after they placed that headdress on that evil, you know. What was it, 12 up in Cree?
Yeah, I don't know the numbers.
That, you know, and it was two indigenous brothers that stabbed and killed 12 relatives.
Yeah, it's sad.
You know, very sad, you know, and my heart goes out to those relatives when they tried to pick that situation apart. They said it was due to the drugs, the alcohol. Okay. Where do we get that from? Where do we get it from? Oh, because you bring it to us, you know? It's not like we got a liquor store. You know what I'm saying? So it's that healing to, you know, and that encouragement to decolonize and that end the cycle. We've got to end this cycle, you know, because, you know, when I was growing up, that what's now termed linear violence, it was intertribal racism, you know, and um, at the end of the day, it's just domestic. And if we ain't growing up within our own households, not being accepted or not, you know, carrying on these or knowing the ways, it's the unwillingness to break these cycles. And it's time. It's time to break these cycles. And again, remember who we are.
Can you read that, April?
I can't read it. It's too small.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to share comments up there. Anyway,
Are they good?
yeah,
I don't know. I can't.
she's
Okay, great.
right. She's right. Got to call spirit back before life really begins. Nice, sister. That was from Merciless Indian Savage.
Mm,
I'm just,
big shout out. I
I'm
see
just
you on my
playing
page
around
all
trying to use
the
this.
time.
You know,
Yes.
sharing that support. So heck yeah. So I'm just trying to go. I'm going through some of these comments because man, we've been missing out on a lot of comments, and some of these are pretty good.
Oh, good.
Right on. You know, here's another one. Leonard C.S. The medicine wheel I follow and helps me with my war wounds, social, mental, spiritual, and social, physical, and spiritual. So his medicine wheels helps him with all of that.
Mhm.
So you know about the orders, the order of the coloring. That was kind of new to me. I didn't really know about that. So hey, thanks for sharing, April.
Mhm.
Right on. Hey, you know what? Let's change the pace a little bit. Play a song for you. You
Sure.
got a song in particular you want me to play right now?
Um,
I have your
how
new.
about my new one with DM? How about that one? Or yeah, I
If
love it.
you know what, well, I'll play the cipher because you guys did a live. Uh, you guys did that song live at your MMIW. You spoke. You had wrestling. You had hip hop entertainment, and
Mhm.
this is one of the songs that you performed. I will go
Oh
ahead
yeah.
and play and let's enjoy.
To a bear. You a sheep.
No,
Now
Oh, wrong
that's
one.
remember,
DM.
that's all I
Wrong
know.
one.
All right.
Motto
This old school bullshit about the rules?
That one.
Well, here's a rule you might remember.
It
I'm
is
the
cipher.
motherfucking fucking one who calls the shots. And you better pay me the respect that I gave your brother, or we're gonna have a problem. A bad one. Now get the fuck out of here.
They don't wanna hear it, but I gotta spit it. They don't like the truth, but I gotta admit it. I don't like your vibe, I don't like your spirit. I figure they might get it if it's in a lyric. They 100% opinion, nothing but a critic. They accidentally in it, I'm deliberate. I know they face none, but they gon' feel it. You hear that bass drum, I'm about to kill it. Not only on the grind, I've been persevering. You ain't in the game, you just out of cheering. You sample in the game, gotta wait for clearance. Not only am I shooting, I'm the one steering. They struggle in the game in the far distance. I'm switching hella lanes, special guest appearance. Create on my side, I don't need assistance. Stop trying to explain, shut up, serve your sentence. Quit snitching, punk, quit bitching. Get up off your ass, quit whining and quit sniveling. Quit being a witness and start building a business. You ain't from around here, you visiting, I'm indigenous. I'm too busy being thorough and meticulous. Ain't got time to even take you cats serious. They don't even know, man. They don't even know, man. They don't even know, man. You don't even know.
Sacred clown, masked up, tracks up, back 'em up, level up, break it down, profound, loaded round up from the underground, sound wave, samurai, magi, Jedi, red eye, warrior, third eye, cornea, optical, tropical, turtle out, honorable, suckers be vulnerable, plausible, cosmos, raw on the audible, ancient technique, defeating enemies, defending the peace, releasing silent warfare, very aware, 1,000-yard stare, scoped out, dragon's lair, Wendigo slayer, through crosshairs, frontline rhyme shine, 4-pound, chrome 950 cal, rhyme sales prevail, over darkness, marksmen embarking on dead mind walking, hawkmen consolidate, elevate, levitate upon those perpetuating, perpetrating hatred, keep it sacred, shape shift with the aceness, faceless, traceless, warriors code, assassin's creed, succeed, no failure, rare breed, thunderbird words disperse, slapping up motherfuckers that curse our old earth.
They don't even know, man. They don't even know, man. They don't even know, man. You don't even know,
Matriarch. 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 Matriarch.
I'm proud.
Matriarch. 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 All the matriarchs and mothers. And this is for all the matriarchs and mothers. No dead chiefs here. Fucking dead presidents. Changes here. And we come in peace. Fucking with a real one. Fucking with a real one. Red road, mind blown. Why all the smoke? Sending smoke signals to all those who lost their ways. Never thought they ways. Real war, look up. No costume or Indian over here. Take a breathe, Indians holding old cars, says the nuts. Greedy fuck. You see it now. How you gonna mislead ours? Turn your back on Takashila. Fill ours up with false hope. Give them rope from around your throat. Taking back music, taking back music, taking back music. We are the medicine. Nobody's bitch here. We are the medicine. Walk, talk, walk, talk, walk, talk. First station here. Freedom and sovereignty here. First station over here. Freedom and sovereignty here. First station over here. Medicine and sovereignty. Medicine and sovereignty. Real shit. Money worship me. Money worship. No cipher and 4-1 microphone doesn't cipher and 4-1 microphone. No cipher and 4-1 microphone doesn't control it. Create your reality. Live what you pray for. 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 Create your own reality. Create your reality. Live what you pray for. Live what you
Right on. Live what you pray for. Man, love those beats. So now who was performing on that song with you, April? Hey, your microphone cut out.
I said that is Rich Tycoon, Oakland Bay legend, and then DMT Hawk, which is a frontier. Well, one of the frontiers of
I remember
indigenous
him
hip
at
hop.
Standing Rock. I've been friends with him for a long time. I've seen him all over the place. And
Yeah.
he's also a brother over at Intertribal Radio.
Yes, absolutely. Big shout out DM Pilamia Cola.
Right on, brother. Mad respect for you. Man, I gotta say, I was dancing along to that song. I'm glad we had the video turned off.
Yes, and that's a new video I just put up too. So
yeah, you clean it up and made it even better. Clean it up by getting rid of the dirt.
Yes, absolutely.
So hey, while we're on a roll here, did you want to do your other one, the Sidehawk one? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, or yeah, yep.
It's pretty brutal. So
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. It is pretty brutal. Well, most genres of music have been male dominated, and when you have that type of dominance, it impedes the medicine that woman brings through music, and that so the cipher is about taking back the medicine, you know, that music was intended to do, you know. It was never to be destructive. It was a constructive manner, a healing manner that music is here, you know. And so um, this patriotic living that many have adopted, it's impeding woman, and woman's got medicine, you know what I mean? And so the cipher, like how it started out, this is dedicated to all the clan mothers, all the matriarchs, you know. I strongly believe that, well, I can explain that. If you're going to play creator, are you going to play creator tonight?
yeah, I believe I have it on here.
Okay, I'm not. You wanted so sidewalks is about it is the it's my sidewalk challenge, you know, to other indigenous female indigenous MCs, um, you know, to challenge this male dominance, you know. So I've challenged them all to come on with it, come, you know, and bring that medicine. So that's what sidewalks challenge is about.
All right, so let's dish out that challenge.
Woo.
Dane Street. These niggas ride dick way better than me. These niggas pillow talking with the freeze. How you a boss round with your tank on E? Hold on, try me, bitch. This that body shit. Body shit, your life, body shit. Hold on, try me, bitch. This that body shit. Body shit, your life, body shit. Big rock, y'all big drip, y'all big bitch shit. Shot collar shit. First lady, indigenous spit. If I ain't telling who the fuck she is, say it again, what you gonna do to me? Say it again. You don't wanna try me, bitch. Tycoon, my producer's name. Winner who I is. Making the rules you losers live by. Reasons they make sidewalk. So good, so street. Say what I mean. Mean what the fuck I say. Opinions have no value. Stuck behind these words. If you didn't cover for me, I open the fuck you pay me for your disrespect. All the breakfast they dead. Yo, gotta turn that break into a switch. I beat your ass, bitch. Say about me, bitch. Google about me, bitch. Heard they called me, walked on fire. Didn't get burnt, bitch. Salute when my name enters the room. Reputation earned. Midwest gangsta gang. Get up out your feelings, bitch. Ain't no one feeling your shit.
Video edited by Dice Shades. Hey, April, I think you forgot to turn your mic off because we heard you singing to your song.
Oh, good. I hope they get to. Now they know I really rap.
Yeah, that's you.
Everything about my existence is real. That's a song I'll have to send you to, G.
Yeah, there was
That's
a
a really
comment
good
on here that says hardcore. Damn, that's hardcore. Hell yeah.
song. Appreciate that, relatives.
David Alamoon says, send me the song list if it's on Spotify. I can add it to my list. So, do you have music on Spotify? I know you have your podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
What platforms can we find your music?
Intertribal Radio, right now on Spotify. You can find all.
You have quite a bit on YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. Indi41.com. That's another one. ReverbNation.com
Yeah, those are your-
/4ONE. There are, for those that don't understand, what does 41 mean? My name is April, and my birthday, April 1st. And so 41 means April's number one. A
right on.
lot of people don't.
Number one.
You know how many times I've heard 41, you want to come to the stage? Or I didn't even, when I started rapping, and we're talking back in 99, right? I didn't even have a rap name. I used to just be April Marie, and then there were some others in my area that came out, and they were all Maries, and I was just like, they'll never know me, and so somebody was like, well, what is your rap name? And I was like, I don't 41, because I be thinking of my birthday all the time. 41, whatever. And so that's what that means.
They said it out loud, so you got to go with it. You know what?
Yep.
I have a song here. I think it's My Soldier. It's got the picture of you being really young. It might be back from those days. I think maybe we should go ahead and play it since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy whenever anybody calls you the first lady of native hip hop. But people speak up. But you know what? You're the one who's out here right now. You're the one who I see compared to everyone else. You've gone back farther than anyone else that I know and follow. So what it is saying that you're the first lady of native hip hop. It just says that you've been doing this for a long time. You know what? Somebody else could have the title. That's fine. But I don't know of anyone else who has been doing this as long as you. I really don't know of any native, female hip hop artists. I mean, I do now, but
now.
I never knew until now, and then here I am. Here you are. I'm going to play your song from way back when, and check it.
Yeah, and that one is. You should tell them the date on that one. It's longer than any.
April back in the day.
This song right here goes out to all my brothers and sisters protecting us in this modern day war. And what I want you to do right here, I want you to ride with me. And this song goes like this. Ooh, one look at you, got my eyes squinting at the brilliance of your shine. Your love's worth having all the time, so ease your mind. I appreciate it's mine. I'll never misrepresent what shows of mine. This love is seen, hard times my patience tried, but leave you never is the promise I made forever. For all this, I will ride, head held high. Can you see the love I have through my eyes? It's you who makes my temperature rise. Listen to me as I make this song cry. Apple of my eye, what you had to offer keeps me high. No love from a real woman's side. Can you feel what I have inside? Can't nothing in this world make this love die. My soldier. Serve with pride, even other slanders, leans. I'll be there for you to make sure you never fall. You're worth it all, so please stand tall. Can you see love through my eyes, my soldier? Serve with pride, even other slanders, leans. I'll be there for you to make sure you never fall. So please stand tall. If I could erase your 3 hot anaconda thoughts, baby, think not. What I gotta do for one inhale of your essence, find all the memories of you deep up in it. Our sex was so splendid, our bodies blended. This love needs no defending. Knew you were that missing piece of me that fit. Heaven's blessings felt the day you were placed before me. This here a true love story, bask in all its glories. My baby, do you know I will never let you fall. Serve with pride, boy. Serve with pride. My soldier, serve with pride. Even other slanders, leans, I'll be there for you to make sure you never fall, you're worth it all. So please stand tall. Can you see love through my eyes, my soldier? Serve with pride, even other slanted salines. I'll be there for you to make sure you never fall. So please stand tall. Even other slanted salines, I'll be there for you to make sure you never fall. You're worth it all, so please stand tall. Can you see love through my eyes, my soldier? Serve with pride. Even other slanted salines, I'll be there for you to make sure you never fall. So please stand tall.
All right now.
Heck yeah, that was smooth.
It's one of my favorite songs.
One of my favorite songs too. You know, when I hear it, I think about, a woman who is supporting her man, because being a warrior, soldier, we come back wounded, hurt, and man, that comfort. Build us back up. So that's what I think when I hear that song.
It's exactly what it was. Actually, it was a love letter that I wrote to someone.
Really?
And yeah, and they asked me about 15 years later, I was involved, and I was in a relationship that long, and they said, "Do you still feel the same way?" And I looked at it, I said, "Oh shit." I said, "This is a song." You know what I mean? At the time when I wrote it, I was just like, "Oh, this is a song,"
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a love letter that I wrote somebody. That's, you know.
Well, man, it's a good song. Looks like you got a couple followers here that love it here. So, yes, it says I need that song. So, and yes, that was her singing that. So, what pages is that on? Where can people find you?
Yes, you can find that on YouTube. The 4-1 channel. And I'm on Reverb Nation.
Yeah, that's where I
4-1.
got that was from Reverb Nation.
But you can find that song on YouTube too. If you go to my 4-1 page, it's under one of my playlists. Or if you even, I even created a playlist under native indigenous female rapper. You can find there's a whole playlist under that title. Because a lot of people don't understand the spelling of 4-1. So you can even find it that way too. It's just 4-ONE. INDI 4. There's a
Just
space.
found it and popped it up.
Yep. Well, that's my page, but if you want to find my music, you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
And here's some of your links to your songs.
Yes.
So you probably cannot access this page right now, right? Because your page was stolen. So here's links for assistance.
Yeah, you can find the Reverb Nation on there too. And plus my own, because I do have my own website too, Indi41.com.
So this is your page here, Native Supporting Natives. I'm trying to show the pages that are active right now because, yeah.
No, there's my life, proving that I exist,
Yeah. Well, hey, let's go back then. Native Supporting Natives, because I say this all the time. I'm real big on you need to know who runs the pages that you support.
Yes, absolutely.
So here's April Satchell right here doing a video doing that same thing. And what does it say? It says it's on Native Supporting Natives, and it says page owner. We are more than a page. Check us out. I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Sure.
Ooh, got the Start over.
Where you running her win? AKA Indi 41. Lakota all day, every day.
All day, every day.
This is your girl.
So, you know, there she is, proving that she is who she say she is. So, yeah, what else we got here? These are your pages that are open right now.
Mm-hmm.
Native Supporting Natives, 4-1, Intertribal Radio, and you have April Satchell, but it's your like page.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
right now,
that-
April's locked out of her main account, so she's not able to touch any of these pages right now. Man, that was a chess move, man. They took away your queen, and now nothing. You can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing.
So why I'm here today, sharing April's voice and her friendship,
Pinlamia.
because we're both all about Native supporting natives.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. See if I missed any comments here. I know we're missing a lot, but
Native Outlaws.
back. Yep. So you want to go ahead and do your third new song?
Sure.
We did 2 of your new songs plus 1 of your old songs. Now we'll finish off your third one. All right, which one was I missing?
Don't lie.
The one that says go in peace?
Huh?
Is it the one that says go in peace?
Yep. That's Don't Lie.
Don't lie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here is I'd say you, but I played it last night. So anyway, here we go.
To a bear, you a sheep, not a wolf. That's all I know. Motto clan. Don't lie. Don't lie. See it in the air, let's clear the air. Don't lie. What is going on here? See it in the air, let's clear the air. See it in the air, let's clear the air. See it in the air, let's clear the air. See it in the air, let's clear the air. Except these prayers ain't going peace. Success you want doesn't come from the back you climb. Fuck rhymes you ride. I am indigenous hip hop. 24 years I stake the claim. Win or lose, I'm in this game. I play my part. Fuck a wannabe who wanna be me. Preach, colonize skin, erase my truth in the boot. Speaking in the souls of future tense, being in the present has the power to connect to what you can control. Vulture, internet, show my marks and steps. I'm in control. Bitch, I'm in control. Fuck out of here, colonizers. Lie to me, just don't lie to you. Lie to me, just don't lie to you. Don't lie.
Indigenous rapper. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. That's a big stipulation in a lot of the things that we do as indigenous people, because you know, like you touched on, you know, at the end of the day, it's an identity crisis.
What a strange place to be. Hate not love yourself. No one else I wanna be. All my relations stop. I forgot. Hell nah, I'm speaking to you. Wanna know why it ain't getting any better for me? Deep go race traders. System of support, keep a system in place. The national sees you. Got time support. First lady. If I never wrote another song, hip hop will never forget about me, baby. If you ever wrote another song, will hip hop remember you, baby? Baby.
13th buck to Norda, Ungwe, no borders. Arrive to dimensions, ascend through the portals. Technique AC mortal, flow for the people. Float golden eagle, serpent wisdom sequel. 2 rows equal, glow through the needle. Sun, moon, and stars, growing through the bars. Heal up like scars, music medicinal. Mushu technique original. Turtle owl subliminal, sovereign not criminal. Mindset medicinal. Malie Ofa, Agwe Ganganarukwa, Najoni Go Wopila Washte. Some say Namaste, prayer sent right away. X1 Gamma Ray, through the Milky Way. Convey the message, maintain the elements. Being the medicine, Earth is my residence. Discard the arrogance, Atlantean, Lumerian bundles, we carry 'em. Luminary insurgent, variant, lyrical valiance, warrior ambience, sacred like the salmon is. Talented, talentish, feeding the faminish, organic, no contaminants. Abstract alchemist, catalytic catalyst, falcon animant, thunderbird fabulous, ill phantom shit. Bandit immaculance, crafting the magicness.
Woo!
Video edited by Dice Shades. Heck yeah. And of course, DMT Hawk. All smooth he does.
And that was a interview that I had did with Sten Jotty.
Oh yeah? Right on.
That's Sten Jotty I'm talking to. That sample.
Yeah. Awesome. I think you mentioned that to me. I just kind of spaced it off. So, right on. All right, so I'm going to do a shout out here. Dakota Martin. Hey, Native Outlaws, bro. I'm here to show my pride and support for this channel. I believe in the native ways and our ancestors' gifts. Pilimaya.
Palamia.
Dakota. Yeah, April said it right. So.
Palamia.
That's the one. So right on. That was pretty mellow, you know. I love that beat.
I love it.
Yeah, DMT Hawk, man, he's pretty smooth. So, but,
big blessings.
Yeah,
big bless.
Happy to hear more of him. Happy to see more of him too. You know, he was kind of doing his own thing. Now he kind of has a home with Intertribal Radio, and you guys are coming up with a lot of stuff. So.
We work well together, and I thank his family, you know, for loaning him, you know, to me when we do work on projects. I mean, there's no doubt that he's a legend. There's absolutely no doubt. I mean, and his work ethic is it couldn't be. I couldn't ask, you know, for anyone better. I mean, I give him a track, and he's done like, okay, here, and it's complete. You know, the production is very simple at that point because, you know, he's a professional. You know, seriously, and it's been an honor and you know, a blessing to work with him. But to have him a part of Intertribal and to have his support, you know what I mean, as well as yours, you know, and everybody else. Can I send a shout out to Intertribal fam and Doc J. Gray Fox? Thank you for your support and, you know, for being
I met him in person. I got a selfie with him at a powwow.
Yes, that is my guy, and very proud of him. He just graduated, you know, and you know, he's got that ancient medicine, you know. He remembers, and he's always steering me right back on my path, you know, because you know, I've found myself to be an overthinker before, you know, and letting shit bother me. And, you know, he's the relationship, you know, from the feminine to the male, you know, we need more of them. There's no reason why men and women aren't friends or can't be friends, you know. I get a lot of strength from you gentlemen, you know. You know, most of my friends are males anyway, you know, so you know, that's my understanding about the true balance that we are to maintain, you know.
That big
between,
that big anti energy.
I'm telling you. Excuse me. You gonna play anything else?
Yeah, I am. Andy Michael, not sure why my sound isn't working now. Sigh. I love tonight's live. Good night, all. Right on, Andy. Well, it could be your internet connection because, as far as I know, everything's coming out fine. Of course, man, I don't know, but me and April can hear each other. All right, so another song. Let me see here. I got quite a bit. Did I play one already? Yes, I did. Here
Well,
is.
why don't you play? Why don't you play?
I have Lead
Follow Me.
You. I have Talk to My
Follow Me.
People, and I have.
Well, we can talk about those too. Talk to My People,
Yeah, I like.
and well, I was just gonna say I had 2 NAMA nominations this year, and it was for Talk to My People and Creator. So I was pretty stoked about that. Here's
Yeah.
the thing, relatives. I don't sell my music. I do it for the people. I always have. I've never monetized any of my works. So, and if you do see it, it's monetized for a charity, for a cause that I'm supporting. But I don't sell it. So if you access it, you access it. I just know that it's medicine, and I can't. How do you put a dollar sign on medicine? You know, I'm doing what I've been instructed. So when I construct these songs, believe me, I'm not just yapping. There's a message. There's something that needs to be said. And there's not. I want to, because I am a living ancestor, right? We're all living ancestors.
Residential
It's time.
survivors.
It is time to start acting accordingly. Because even if I did have a hero or somebody that I looked up to, most of them have moved on into the spirit world, and so what's wrong with having a living, hero? You know,
I heard
so.
this term and I really enjoyed it. It's called I'm a first ancestor, or I'm a first generation Yurok or whatever, because it was
Mhm.
covered at one time and now I'm starting it all over again. Although my mom was Native and all, but they broke her. I was not supposed to be Native, but here I am. So there was not really a gap, but I've heard people say that I'm a first generation again because my mom was in residential school, or her grandma. It was severed, and then somebody's bringing it back, being loud and proud, and bringing it back, living the culture and heritage. So that's what we're all doing now. If you don't have a tribal card, but you're Native and you just want to live it, you are first generation. So
Mhm.
that's a
Mhm.
term I heard. I really enjoyed it, so I just wanted to put it out there to go along with our residential school survivors. And
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with taking that spirit back.
hey, you know what I wanted to say about the monetizing? Because I'm jumping all these platforms, man, I spend so much time of my own time doing all this stuff, and that's why I'm actually trying to hit the platforms where I can start making money. It's because I have so many ideas, so many platforms I've started, merchandise. Man, if I could come up with some designs, I could, sell more stuff. But I just don't have the time, and I'm trying to,
Mhm.
know, I'm trying to get to where I can start making money from all the time that I'm putting into what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get money from you or anybody. I'm trying to go to these platforms. I'm trying to go
Right.
to Twitch and bring natives with me. I don't know if I'm bragging or not, but man, I think I made Facebook, you know, interesting for natives.
Absolutely.
Or I'm one of the
Absolutely.
that made Facebook popular
Well,
for natives. And I don't.
share share
I've been doing this for 10 years, and I don't make any money off doing this stuff.
well
So,
share that number you reached just in the first week.
well, after I got my shadow ban removed, man, I just jumped. My shadow ban, I had 186,000 followers. I went all the way down to 182. First time I've ever seen it. And then, I got released off my shadow ban, and boom, the numbers started going up. I said, "Damn, check this out, April! I've reached 10 million people." and then 2 million, and I got all the way up to 19.5 million people. Man, and that's just being generic. I don't sponsor nothing because that's what Facebook wants from me. They want me to pay to sponsor an ad or a meme or whatever. And it's like, you know what? I don't ask for money for what I do. Really, what I've turned this platform into is promoting. I promote people. I promote musicians. I promote artists. I promote events. So, but I do it.
Supporting natives.
Yeah, natives. I do it for free. I'm trying to jump platforms where the platforms will start paying me. Also, if anyone else wants to, money, because people do that for the streamers. So, you know what? I wouldn't feel bad if you were making money because, man, it takes time to write a song. It takes time for me to do a live feed. Now that I have this OBS system, it took me like maybe 2 hours to get everything I wanted for you because I had to play your song and I had to screen record it, then I had to edit it and then load it onto so each one of these songs I had to listen to and record it, edit it. So it took me, time, 2 hours about. So
this is how you think of it is, so the medicine is free, but your time.
I want to be able
your
to.
Time,
I want to be able.
Your
to
time is valuable, and it should be paid for.
Yeah, not by the fans, but by the platforms that I'm using. I'm making these platforms popular for Native Americans. This is what I'm trying to say. Is I'm not trying to make money off the natives that support me.
Right.
I've been on Facebook for 10 years. I've got thousands of videos for maybe not thousands. I have thousands of memes, but on my videos, I've gone to powwows. If you look through my videos, you'll probably see 1,000 of them. Plus, I've done 100 live feeds. Man, just for free, because I want to put myself out there. But man, people are doing it on Twitch and then all these other places getting rich. It's like, man, I could do that. Fuck. So I'm gonna do it. You need natives on every platform. We need a voice.
We do. We do, because our lives matter.
Yeah. But you know what? I know people on Facebook. I need to come here to learn stuff to talk about on other platforms. That's why I do the multi-stream, so I can talk to you guys while I'm still on Twitch, showing them who I am and what I'm all about. What I'm all about is supporting April. So we're going to play her music, we're going to talk to her, and we're fans too. So, I'm trying to turn this platform into something interactive. Don't just.
And if I could, relatives, if I could see the comments, I would be responding, but I can't. Look, I got 3 lights on in here. One is beaming right above my head, and I only got a little bit of area right here to look because I got 3 different camera views going on. So when you popped it up, all I could see it's real little, and I only got one broke phone.
Yeah, we're just learning. I just came across this OBS thing. I'm really liking. I'm getting pretty good at it. This is my first interview. I'm really happy. It's turning out real good. Me and April, we had some issues when we first started because I tried to do a live feed with her back for her MMIW event. I sent her a link, couldn't get set up properly. I had to skip it. And then I tried another interview with Ben Carnes. He had his link. I could see his picture on here, but it was just cutting out. So it's like, but anyway, it's working today. It's working great. So, heck yeah, I'm hoping to do more of these interviews with people. Now that I have this platform, I can do it more professional. And I can play music just like I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to my people.
Good deal.
You ready to talk to my people, April? Because here we go.
Yo. Got too many out there not knowing the truth. Can I talk to my people? Yo, yo. Can I talk to my people? Too many of us walk around like we bulletproof. False pride, decolonize, recognize the truth. If you really knew where you came from, who your ancestors were, you know who you are. Nothing more dangerous than an educated, sober mind. Instead, we choose to follow lies of arrogant minds. We the majority being oppressed by the minority. There's blood in the roots, res is evident where arrows used to shoot, bullets now shoot. Ain't no dream catchers trapping these real nightmares. They just hang as decorations on people's walls. My people, can you stand tall? Res became our truth when we allowed them to separate us. We was once one nation, First Nation, indigenous, we are the truth. Step on the plot to erase our existence. Our resilience, we are eternal beings. Now live your truth. What's on your mind? You can hit my line anytime, day or night. If you see something, say something, got your back, woman, right?
I've been through hell and struggle, everybody know my life. Hey, hey.
What's on your mind? You can hit my line anytime, day or night. If you see something, say something, got your back, woman, right?
I try to testify about my life in the sky, but Lord, they hit me.
This for my people when native saying we finna make that statement killing me lately when y'all got limitations. No transparency, tongue tied with these Caucasians. I'm far from racist, my offspring is interracial. If I'ma say so, been an a-hole since middle grade. Since building Legos and snatching egos off dinner plates. The chosen one like Neo, fuck what the agents say. Open your mind, don't think about it, no you can't, what Morpheus said. This is the prophecy, obviously probably out my head. But shit just gotta be tiring, walking like you dead. Settling for less when the best you are, time to set it off. I said before, how the system is, the only difference is mental imprisonment. Niggas living with daily, this shit is crazy. We different, make us still complaining. One day we'll get it, till then fuck what you saying. One day we'll get it, till then fuck what you saying. Before I leave, I wanna say, Jah, hear my people, please take away the brainwash. I pray for me, brethren, and me sister and Selah. I pray for me, brethren, and me sister and Selah. Hey, before I leave, I wanna say, Jah, hear my people, please take away the brainwash.
Before I leave, I want to say, Jah. Right on. That sounds good. Burn some cedar.
Most powerful of all.
Right on. Purify that spirit. Right on. Leonard C.S., Natives got you. Right on. Leonard C.S., we need you to do what you do. Sharing the truth and spreading some knowledge. So, heck yeah. Leonard C.S., you're so important. Thanks, brother. We appreciate the kind words and the motivation, you know. Need that positivity to cancel out that negativity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right on. So what else did I have? Man, I got, let me see. Lead you. I'm trying to save creator for last. Pretty big.
Do you follow me?
Yeah. I mean, that's always a good exit, talking to creator. And plus,
Yeah.
I have been muted on that song too because of DistroKid.
I don't know why. It has to be mine. It has to be my copyright. That's stopping it.
I've never been muted on any of your stuff. Man, I've done.
Yeah.
I think this might be number 3 interviews, but I think we've talked maybe more than that.
4, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, and the only time I got muted was for playing creator. All right. So, anything you want to say about Lead You?
About what?
Lead You.
Oh, follow me.
Well,
follow me. It lead you. That's what's on the video or on the. But it's called Follow Me, and it's my own personal story. I stated earlier that I am a domestic violence survivor. I had my back broken, and I was paralyzed, and I was told I'd never walk again. and I walk. I run. I kick. You know.
Kick some ass. Run on up on
So,
people and kick their ass.
and so this is my own personal, and I'll just say now, it might be a trigger warning, because it is raw. Everything that I speak on actually happened to me, so I don't take this any of this domestic violence. I don't take any violence towards anyone, not just women, but anyone. I'm not out here victim shaming. I'm not out here. I'm the last one to do that. I I have to be the voice for our sisters. We experience rape 3 times more than any other race of women. One out of 5, one out of 5 have been raped as Indigenous women. I mean, it is, like I said, it's a big part of the whole MMIR movement that doesn't get enough attention. We like to point fingers and the other way, and there's not enough focus on what's really going on. And it's us against our own. It's us, passing that colonial trauma on. I mean, because, our ancestors weren't going around beating women. That isn't, we come from a matriarch society, it's never been a patriarch way of life. The clan mother is very important. And again, like I said earlier, it's we are living ancestors, relatives, and it's time to act accordingly. And we have to break that cycle. So I know a lot of that trauma has been passed on, and it's time to heal, relatives. Because a child is so much healthier in a single parent home over staying in a 2-family home watching their mother be beaten. Now, don't get it wrong, please, relatives. They say that a narcissistic man comes from a narcissistic woman, a mother. And we know plenty of mothers out there too, that oh, you're not good enough for my son. And one of the hardest relationships within any family unit, whether it's Indigenous or another, group, it's always the mother and daughter, the sisters, or the father and the son, or it's always it's amongst the balance that we're supposed to maintain as the the male and the feminine, so right along with those inherited powers that we have. Okay, so the feminine power, I have the inherited power of guiding an unborn soul, and 93% of 93, yeah, I believe, yeah, 93% of the male makeup is feminine. So in that situation, whether it is the male abusing the female or vice versa, because please believe me, I come from a mother that folded to alcoholism, domestic violence. The one video, and in this video, you'll see 2 newspaper articles that are being shown with them. And the first one is of my grandmother, and she had to take my grandfather's life. He was abusing her children, and I understand it. And it was a horrible situation for her to have to be in. And the other one is the death of my uncle, and he was murdered by another Indigenous man. And 27 years later, no joke, the family of the man, who took his life, one of their family members laid in the exact same spot my uncle did. And he was shot 17 times, same circumstances, after shooting dice. And, it's real deal. I've seen that spirit, and it's we've got suicide rates at an all-time high these days, and it's time to heal, relatives. That's all I can keep stressing, and it isn't something that we can do as a collective. It's an individual, and no matter if you start today, tomorrow, in a half hour, whatever it is, there is still time. And my understanding, the only currency that really exists is time. I'm not trying to leave in pieces onto my next journey, into that spirit world. I'm trying to remember to call back my spirit, when I leave a job, when I move to a new place, I'm not trying to leave hey, come on, let's go. We don't live here anymore. I've been broken. I've been paralyzed. I have been homeless. I have been hungry. I have felt unloved. I have felt a place like I didn't belong. But the minute I started that healing, because that healing began before I started that red road path, and there's not one way or one approach on the red road. It's not one way. Please, relatives, don't let that fear keep you from walking that path. There's nothing greater than that first touch from Creator. That's that touch before anyone or anything touched me or you. And it's a nice place to be. It's a nice place to return to. But you have to want it. You have to want to heal. You want to learn how to move on. You don't want to stay stuck in those, because those are those pieces that gets trapped here. When we see relatives, in the spirit world, when we see them here, it's that piece of them that they didn't call back. Bring it back. Come on. And I don't believe that it's that place of hurt that we have to, like, It's not that little girl we're going to heal, or that little boy, you know. That's not, we're trying to heal from that place so that we can move on, you know, and the sooner the better. You wake up with gratitude. You speak kindly to yourself, and to others. You know, we're quick to be courteous to a stranger before we are to ourselves or our loved ones. We'll say thank you for holding the door to a stranger, but we'll forget to open the door for your mother. You know, and we're better than that. We're First Nation. And so it's got to be more than just that talk. You know, it's got to be walk and talk and walk, you know. Let Creator guide your moccasins, you know. So trigger warning on this next song, because it is exactly what I went through. And it's me speaking to the abusers in my life, not just one, but the abusers. And I hate that I have to pluralize it. So.
All right, I got a couple comments before I start. One of them is Leonard C.S. It says, "You can heal, sister." Another one, Carolyn Cleveland, "You are strong and an inspiration." Andy Michael says, "Keep being you, sister. You play such an important role."
Pilamia.
And Geronimo Rising from Twitch says, "We got to do something about those stats. Got to stand up for our women."
Yes, because
let me do it real quick. 1 out of 5 means it could be your sister, your daughter, your mother, your girlfriend, or your neighbor. So out of all those 5 people, one of them has probably been raped.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so that's pretty powerful to me. You know, it could be my mom, my grandma, my sister, my girlfriend, or, you know,
my daughter, you know.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the song. So, yeah. Thanks for sharing, April. Share your story. I'm going to share it here in your song.
It's your girl. For one, and you know who you are. Let's get it. For one, left me out dead, motherfucker. Looking at my life, fatter black eyes won't forget what you said. No one will believe you. Mama said let no man. Fuck that, baby girl, hit him back, they bleed you. Last time anyone seen you off, baby girl almost died. And all you wanted to do was sniff another line, love's fine. Throw your hands in the air, bite down, let your fantasies lead you. All while hollering do you thinking I'm wrong, telling my truth on one of your songs, but you not that same guy. Amani is the best thing I can say about being with you, despite what it took. The baby's lost, never forgotten, explaining the loss to the STDs that you gave me. Broken back, spirit bruised, but still I rise to live another day. Praying that my sons keep their hands at their side. Residual effects from the abuse you put their mama through, and instead of teaching them right, you taught them all the things no man should ever do. And in spite of all of that, bitch, I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us don't leave, one of us gonna die. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us don't leave, one of us gonna die. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us don't leave, one of us gonna die. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us don't leave, one of us gonna die. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us don't leave, one of us gonna die. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us don't leave, one of us gonna die. Follow me, I'ma lead you. If one of us.
Wow, one of us don't lead, one of us gonna die. So pretty powerful words, but man, it was a good beat. It's a good song.
Thank you.
So I got a couple people here saying the internet's cutting out. It could be your own device, but if you're having issues with this video, if you want to see it nice and clean, I am going to put it on YouTube. So what I'm doing right now, even though it's live, I'm recording. And my recording is going to be nice and clean. So if you're having issues with the internet, check me out on YouTube. And this is live on Facebook and Twitch. It's also going to go to Instagram, at least the first 15 minutes. And I will put it on YouTube probably tomorrow. So there's that. All right, and we got one more song, Creator. Do you have anything else going on coming up? I mean, I know you got
Yeah.
now with Facebook. You got to get back on there.
Yeah. Well, I got a show coming up. It's in South Dakota next weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got a show coming up.
I hope you get some videos. So share it.
Yeah. Because it's been a year. It's been a year.
Saying April, I would like to be able to hop on a plane and go to your event and do Native Outlaws live. So,
absolutely.
That's what I'm trying
so,
to do.
It's been a year since I've been on stage. Went through some very tough times this past year, and I'm actually coming out of mourning, and that suffering and heartache and everything I went through in this past year. I went into heart failure. Currently, however, I am strong and I am healthy. I'm definitely nowhere I was last year. I had gotten down to 15% heart function. They told me the left side of my heart was dead. The muscle was, and had me on all kinds of medication. I couldn't even walk too far. I was retaining all this water, and I honestly think it was a broken heart. But I talked to myself. They had me going to the heart failure clinic where I live every 2 weeks, and I was to be fitted with a ICD, a implantable cardiac device, kind of similar to a pacemaker, but this one actually sharks your heart. I even went on hiatus for 7 months from my cardiologist because they had 2 of my medications are $1,400, and I had to talk to myself. Like I said, I had to get down to those cells, and was attending sweats regularly. And anybody with heart issues knows you can't do sweats. You can't do jacuzzis, hot tub, saunas. I stopped taking their medication, went back to that holistic eating, healing, mind frame, living, and I'm doing. My first sweat, I blessed the first 7 rocks and ended up sweating 77 rocks. Wow. So I like I said, I went back home, and what I mean by home is I went back into side and I went back to me, and I just had a appointment, and I'm now don't have to go for every 45 days now, and the left side of my heart is alive, and I don't need an implant. They don't know I'm not taking the medicine.
Creator
So
gave you the ability to heal, but pharmaceuticals away with their medication.
absolutely, and that was going to be my point, is we really are the medicine, and part of that medicine is also the circle that I keep, the people that I keep around me, like Gary, gosh, Gary, we get to yapping on any given moment, and we can go 2 hours, you know what I mean? And so, you have to be very mindful, even down to the clothes that you wear, because some colors are absorbent and some are reflective. You don't want to wear absorbent colors in settings that are negative, because all you're going to do is you're going to bring that negative to you. And so you've got to be mindful about the conversations you have, the company you keep. And I tell you what, I've had a lot of good medicine shared with me. Even UG, sending me cedar from up there. Those cedar baths, I think are part of my healing too. That I've been doing with the cedar that you've been sending me.
And I
And
think that tree was blessed by an eagle. I told a story. I think it was on a podcast. I had a friend when 2020, when they started opening up. A friend of mine, her name's Carrie Sanders. She was actually a follower on Native Outlaws, and then she moved to Portland. I live in Portland, so we actually told her about a powwow, and we met there. But anyway, 2020 opened up, and her son came to visit me, and I was in the backyard building a fire, and I had cedar for her too. And I was in the backyard building a fire, and her son turned around and looked up, and he says, "Is that an eagle?" And sure enough, an eagle circling that tree. And then when we all looked up, the eagle came right above our heads and like swooped down. Man, we felt like we all felt it. We knew that it was something,
oh, my hair is standing up.
I picked cedar for her to come get, and then the eagle circled the tree, and it swooped right over our heads, and we all saw it. And we all, man, knew that was a moment. So yeah, that cedar's some powerful stuff.
It is, and you gotta know. You gotta know what you're doing. You can't accept stuff from everyone. And even if you go out there and are picking it, you have to know the ways. Because everything we need to leave. We, of all of Creator's creations, we are the most selfish and the least to give back. And we can't live like that. We absolutely can't live like that. We have to be mindful. We have to respect it. We have to know how to gather it, because there's 21 different sage plants, and each of them have a different healing ability, and so, you have to, if you're going to gather some and gift it, that frame of mind has to be in the right place, so I know, Gary, your mind was in the right place, even when you
Picked it for you. So I thought about you.
Yes, and that's very important, because that's Gary's medicine being passed to me. We are the medicine, relatives. Remember to remember. So, are you going to do Creator now?
I am. Right now I'm trying to share a link to Twitch, because I hear some people saying on Facebook they're having issues. So I'm trying to say, click on the link to Twitch, and the video is clear. I got some feedback on Twitch, and it says Tomahawk Joe says if Facebook is cutting out, come over to Twitch. Video is clean and crisp. So yeah, and Andy Michael said really good music, and another Twitch, initials VGCATS5. Yo, what's up? What's up is, man, me and April Satchell are hanging out, sharing some of that big anti energy, big uncle energy, and playing music, and playing her music that she wrote. So anyway, it's a guy from Twitch who just hopped on. Not sure what's going on, because everybody knows who we are on Facebook, but man, nobody knows who we are on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I was just trying to share a link to that. Also, there's Leonard Cias wanted some links to your pages. Man, I just posted them a little while ago. Just scroll up. I posted 4. So there. All right, and now creator. It is getting late, man. We're on 2 hours and 10 minutes, April.
Beautiful.
But at least we have a video camera in front of us, because, like you said, when we talk for a long time. And it's like, man, we should just had a video or a microphone or something, because we do podcasts, and man, she has a page, I have a page, I have many platforms I'm trying to put content on. So, whenever we talk, April, we'll just hit the record button.
You know who else started doing that?
Who's that?
Doc.
Yeah.
He started hitting record. He's made like 2 songs just off of our conversations.
Really?
And
well, they're
yes,
pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are topics we can't bring up on Facebook, but luckily we have podcasts. I feel pretty free when I'm doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Music I want, say whatever I want. I'm kind of PG, because I never in the car with an elder or whatever. But Twitch and Odyssey is where I want to open up, be myself. Somebody pisses me off, I'll speak my mind, which I can't do on Facebook because we're censored and you got restrictions. So anyway, I'm trying to get people to jump over to Twitch, because I'm going to start streaming over there a lot more, and I'm going to start doing streams over there that I don't do on Facebook. So I'm trying to get people following me over there. Man, if I can get like 10 people to hop on every time I come on, that's good enough. So, but so far I've seen like 5 different names from Twitch. So I have 9 followers over there.
I've seen your numbers go up since yesterday. You had, what was it? I think 5 or something like that. And tonight when I logged in, I think you were up to 7 or 9. So I mean, not many know about the platform itself, but it'll come. And I'm tired of the shadow ban. So I created one over here. So yes, relatives, you can catch me over here because I did create a page.
Heck yeah. But the thing is, you got to do live feeds. You can't make a video and post it on there. So
right.
But I've kind of worked my way around that. I play my live feed videos from Facebook on a live feed on Twitch. I talk about the video, and then I do my split screen like I'm doing right now, and then boom, I just jump onto that video and I let it play, my live feed. I got some good live feeds that I'm really proud of, and I want to put them everywhere. So
yeah.
I like the 4th of July. I got a hater on that one. Not the 4th of July, but 9/11. 9/11, because I talked about terrorism, and I talked about the terrorism attack on this great nation of Turtle Island. I talked about 1491, 1492, when we started experiencing terrorism. So anyway, of course, some dude hits me up, says I'm not very patriotic or I'm un-American. Hey, I agree. I'm from Turtle Island, and I'm just talking about the experiences we had. So, and also the flag. Patriots, they worship that flag, and people will kill over that flag. And I say it's not really my flag. So
well, I was going to say, dear Adam.
But anyway, that hater, I talked back to him, and then I just put him in my block list. So, but anyway, now that I'm doing Twitch, it's like, man, I kind of want more of that, so I can actually put them out there. Nowadays, what they don't know is I can watch what's going on. I can pick a comment. Oops, I can pick any one of these people, and I can look at the page. I can look at the page while I'm talking right now, and then I can pop it up on my screen so everybody can see it. So this is pretty cool. I'm digging it.
Well, I was gonna say, Dear Adam is right up those lines. I forgot about Dear Adam.
I know I have Dear Adam. I don't know. I don't think I have it. I downloaded it, and it's man. I don't think I loaded it onto my OBS though, and I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm afraid if I go to pick it, it might shut this off. But so anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll play Creator, and then we'll see if I can pop up Dear Adam.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Ooh, we got a comment. Carolyn Cleveland. I am gonna share with my German friends. Heck yeah.
Thank you.
That's in Germany. So I appreciate that big time. Because let everyone know that the natives are still here. So, all right, here we go to Creator.
Creator. It's me. Creator, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Creator. It's me again. Can you hear me? Can you I need you right now. Creator. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I need you right now. Listen.
Pretty, it's me again, and I know what I'm about to say. I said it before, you heard it before, this time ain't like before.
Nah.
Creator, I'm so tired, and I miss my soul. So feelings, what I wanna feel. I understand the loneliness and the need to not feel. I got purpose to fulfill. A job only I can do, help me heal, so my mother can heal, and her mother can heal. Cycle breakers, one of the few not broken by the cycle. Man with the wrong direction, but I'm not lost. But I'm not lost. Creator, can you hear me? I need you right now. Can you hear me? Takashla. Can you hear me? I need you right now. Can you hear me? Creator.
Waraita shi abo takat. Alokoel na gu ota. Tak ako shoha na jak. Ainka. Oria mamona tak ayalera shi abo ishisapara oria toka subuna mamona toka abo wat
Vorika shativa naniri Aruako karina kukoyuko yuke se borike na yuke no ku Ariakatina no vale kogama que aquí mi mano que dice así que tina Mavorika inahara semi inahara wabali kairi inahara así que tina arianka Mavorika inahara yokoru inahara yokoru kiritinya que si que mua lia ya que se ariakatina inahona intaino atabe no kuchiri que aquí a Yokawu, Lectora, no Kochiri, dice mi Mavorikatina, y Nahoni su Nakia. Mavorikatina su Nahara Yapako, Kareku, Akia, Mavorikatina y Nahoni, Yawama, Hiratinya, Bugakano Koya, Yunasakaria Awubuni Akia Kokona, Waoko, Chatina, Lunya Awubuni. Maroko tina lu arakatabe somuni kokona wa okoya avomoni mumaki eriri wero korete no ya avomoni abe opori no arianka liha ayavoni Honey Taino. Naribaka Bukoto.
Create a king and take away the trauma in my DNA. That got my people enslaved. Can you help me stand my ground? 10 toes down, protected by your shield. One of the few still own my soul, and my will is mine. Awaken, not blind. Tell me, Creator, am I one of the cries still heard by you? I need you right now. Right now. No more hellbound. Can you take away the pain? Can you take away the pain? Take it away. Take it away. Take it away. Can you hear me? I need you right now. I need you. Can you hear me? I need you right now. Right now, right now. Can you hear me? I need you right now. 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Creator. Can you hear me? I need you right now. Can you hear me? Takala. Can you hear me? I need you right now. Can you hear me? Creator.
Working on accountability, living in the light, counting my abilities, feeling grateful for our solidarity, and surrounding ourselves in our birthright sovereignty. And now we are walking in the light, in the sun, sending up our prayers for our Cherokee ancestors, light up the sea, look back to the beach on the time when there was nothing in my life, cause I got anything. The battle has to change, and when we recognize that we're always getting help from the other side. Got my elders at my ear and my children at my feet. Spirits of the old ones dancing through we. Spirits of the earth through our prayers they surge as it turns us gold on the way.
Right on, Creator. So, heck yeah. I remember way back when I was supposed to be on that song. So, yeah, I talked about it a little bit yesterday. So, I felt bad.
Yeah.
Felt like I let you down, but I think the right people that were supposed to be there were there. So,
Yeah, it's a powerful song. It's about taking that accountability back, clear back to 1492, for what we allowed. Relatives, I told you, on that other side of the healing, that the stuff that needs to be said, um, before I got on the red road, I done everything and anything, as far as substance wise, trying to deal with, the things that I had been through. And, I knew firsthand when the meaning of spirit when referencing alcohol. I seen that. And, back to, addiction isn't always for, drugs or alcohol or food or shopping or, sometimes addiction includes that identity, of being told who to be, what to say, what to think, where to go. There's an addiction to it, oftentimes. So it was going back to what 1492, back 1491, and those first two prayers are by the Taino. First prayer is by Santa Cruz Ramos.
First contact.
Big and the first contact, exactly. And there's two dialects in their language, and so each of the gentlemen, I asked them all to to come with a prayer in their tongue, or as much as that they could access. And so the first two prayers are trying from them and those brothers. And then of course we got DMT Hawk, and love him. He actually sang in Lakota. And then Black Feather, my bro, he's the second Taino prayer. And then we got old Doc J Gray Fox, from Intertribal, finishing up the song with his prayer. And I think it's a beautiful song. I think it's if women are going to lead the healing, we can't do it without our brothers, and that MMIWR stuff, we all have a job to do, so imagine, relatives, if you would, not one of our children should be in foster care, not one. That means if one of ours is in foster care within a family, that means one of us didn't step up when our brother or our sister fell.
It's just another form of residential.
We all have to. Well, of course, but we have a job still within the community. Just because our sister's kids got taken away, it doesn't mean that you, as her sister, shouldn't have stepped up to go get that child or that brother. So there's no reason for this cycle to keep continuing, because we're supposed to have each other's back, and we have backs, let alone someone else's back. And so again, it's time, relatives, and I'm thankful for every single Native outlaw that tuned in tonight. I am with nothing but gratitude for Gary. You've helped me so much in even to today. I thank you very much, Pilamia, and let's do this, relatives. We got this. We are the medicine. Remember it.
Need to
Look at my
and rise up. I did find Adam. You got to turn your second device down, April. You got to turn your second device down, April.
You got an echo?
Yeah. I can
Okay.
hear myself.
I can hear myself.
Okay.
All right.
I haven't
So
done anything.
yeah, I just had to plug in my iPad.
I just had to plug in my bed.
And yeah, I still hear myself.
Still hear my.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go
So,
play your song.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play your song.
Got to change pages here.
Gotta change pages here.
Oh,
Here we go.
did you do that? Okay.
Here we go.
You do that.
You're on, April.
White boy, you only rapping because your youth have been multiculturalized. Using my culture to spread your lies. I am the granddaughter of the squad who got you killed. And I'm coming back for everything my ancestors were denied. Spirit back, land back, medicine back, bundles back, ceremonies back, values back, language back, community back, culture back. Indigenous will rise, colonizers choose wise.
Damn. So, what was that all about, April? Oops. There's my song. Can't hear you, April.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Well.
I hear you now.
All right. Well, an artist in hip hop came out with a song called "Hate Yourself," and in his video, he sits there with a Bible, American flag, and a hat with a skeletal indigenous chief, you know, was trying to fight leader. I was just, you know, um, you know, as a logo on his hat. And he just basically was spewing white supremacy. And when I before I even released this song, I sent it to him first, and I don't do no shit behind people's back. I don't. Even I even let Stenjati know. I was just, you know, with my new song, I said I'm you gonna use a sample from the interview that we did. You know, I you know I don't do that kind of stuff. You know, so I let this artist know that hey, I got a callback song for your hate yourself. You know, and he didn't have a comeback, but he did make a horrible Christmas video because I released it in November of last year, and after I sent that about a week later, he came out with the most horrible video he could have, talking stuff about our people, and it just, you know, just continued to show, you know, his ignorance, you know, and you know that ignorance is, you know, I suppose, you know, is that lack of knowledge, but it's no longer an excuse, you know, it's no longer an excuse. And, you know, I come from a nation that has defeated this government, not once, not twice, but 3 times, you know? And so I don't understand that type of talk. I'm a very strong, very proud, Sichangu, Wian, and you know, as Farrakhan has been quoted as saying that one rap song is equivalent to 5 speeches. How do you make believers out of lies? It's through repetition. So as long as his song is playing, so will mine. So will mine. Mine will be playing to let them know that they better choose wise, because change is here. And we're not the minority. We're the majority. You know?
I hear
And I'll
ya.
leave it at that.
I hear ya. And we just played that song.
Yeah.
All right, April. It's good. I know
It is, and it's been great.
That's a good time, man. Like, that's a good time, man. Talking.
Well, I thank you and all the relatives that tuned in and have been supportive, and thank you for all your kind comments, and give me some time so I can come back, because I'm gonna have to come back with all new pages. So, you know, you'll see the pages that we've talked about. You'll see Native Supporting Natives, Intertribal Radio, Dakota Tribes of Nebraska, as well as 4-1, but they're not accessible anymore. So I've got to start all over. So please be looking for me, relatives, you know.
So yeah, we'll keep up on
And,
it. We post on there.
I can't even get on there, so I gotta. Yeah, I was gonna ask you to do that. Tell them new page coming. You know.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's a new day. Actually, I will be at a powwow. You can see me on Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you, Native Outlaws.
All right. Thank you for sharing. And We'll see you. On Red Road. All right, love you, sister.
Love you.